And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Welcome to the Dice Tower. I'm Melody, and this is my dad, and today we are reviewing Khet.
Khet 2.0 laser. You know what? As I've said before when I've talked about this game, the fact that I said the word laser means you should turn the video off and go out and buy this game. Because as everybody knows, lasers are cool. Now, you're not supposed to shoot them in someone's eye, although I'm going to try to shoot it in your eye camera. Oh no, that didn't work. I'm not very good at this. There it is. I got it. Ha ha ha. Okay, but anyhow, don't shoot lasers in people's eyes. But this is an abstract strategy two-player game where you're trying to bounce a laser off other pieces to kill your opponent's pharaoh. Is that fun? I've already told you that, but let me show you. This is one of three setups that the rules show you. This is the classic setup, and then there's a more defensive setup and a more of an attack setup. And you can set up the pieces. I mean, you can look online and find other ways to set up the pieces, but three different setups gives you a lot of options. There are several different pieces here, okay? You have your pharaoh piece. This piece is the piece that you want to keep alive. If this piece dies, you lose. You have these double-sided mirror pieces. When the laser hits them, it's going to bounce off at a 90-degree angle. If a laser hits them on the other two sides, though, then they are dead. Then you have these pieces here with the scarabs beetles on them, and they have mirrors on both sides, so they hit at a 90-degree angle both ways, and they can't be killed. And then these guys here, if they get hit with the laser in the front, nothing happens. If they get hit on the side or the back, then they are killed. And then, of course, you have your laser piece. This is actually not a piece, although you can move it on your turn. Now, the way the laser works is pretty cool, so I'm going to turn off the lights and we'll see if we can see it better that way. Okay, so here is the board, and each of these pieces, when you press it on the top, it's going to shoot the laser. And as you can see, the laser is bouncing off of the one piece, another piece, and it's shooting off the board. But let's say there was a piece here. Maybe you can see it better here. You'll see the laser now is going to... it's illuminating this piece here where my thumb is. That piece is dead. Now that's pointing away from us. Let's try the other side and see if we can have a piece hit there a little bit better. Alright, see how the laser moves around and bounces and hits this piece. And you could, of course, make it so it bounces all over the place. See here how it's bouncing all across the board. Alright, let's get the lights back on. Players are going to take turns back and forth as they play, and what you're going to do is you have two different options on your turn. You can take any piece on the board and you can move it to any of the adjacent pieces if it's open. You just have to keep the orientation the same, or you can take a piece and orientate it 90 degrees in either direction. Okay? So any piece can move, even your pharaoh, except for the laser piece. Now you can change the orientation of your laser piece if you so desire, but that would be your whole turn. The only special one are these scarab pieces here. You can switch spots with an adjacent piece. So this one and this one could switch spots, and when they switch spots, you have to keep them in the exact same orientation. Every time you take your turn, at the end of your turn, you will shoot your laser piece, and whatever happens, happens. In this case, it's bouncing around and hitting one of the things here. You can't see it quite as well with the light on, but it does work, and it's pretty easy to see where the laser goes. Not to mention you can follow it with your finger. I mean, I can say laser goes boom, 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 and kills that piece. If you hit a piece and kill it, it's removed from the board. If you hit your opponent's pharaoh, you win the game. That's it. You have to hit your laser each turn. You can't test it ahead of time, and if your laser hits one of your own pieces, well, tough luck. There's a mini expansion called the Eye of Horus Beam Splitter. That's these two pieces here. And if you play with these, you would just replace two of these pieces with them. Now the way these work is when the laser hits them, it goes through it and bounces off it. So let me show you a very short thing here. If I'm shooting here, you can see that the laser is going straight through and hitting that piece. And also if I rotate it, you can see that the laser is also bouncing off. So here I've killed two pieces. And these actually make the game very interesting because you can split the beam, and in fact if you use both of them, you could split the beam into three different beams. And that's how you play the game. As soon as someone wins, you can set it up and play again. Alright, what'd you think?
It's a good game that I'm not really good at.
I like your pause there. It's a good game.
Well, it is fun how you try to shoot the lasers to bounce off the mirrors and stuff, or go through, or split. Or...
Yeah, the splitter is really fun. I always play with the splitter. If anything, it makes this game gets very defensive, where you have you can block off with your mirrors and you're slowly moving. The splitter makes it more offensive, and I prefer a more offensive game where you try to go after the other person faster.
What I try to do in the second game, because the first game I was just like, turn, move. Oh, I'm dead. Okay. But the second game I try to use my dad's own move to kill his own pharaoh, which I was really close to doing.
Yeah, it's really fun. I probably played this game 30, 50 times. I don't know, a lot. I really enjoyed it. I originally played the first game, which was called Khet. This one changes a few things. The fact that you can turn your laser beam, and the pieces that sit next to the pharaoh, they can. I keep forgetting the name of them. I call them the dogs. They are actually called the Anubis. And those pieces are changed from the original game. In the original game, they were a big stack, and every time you hit it, one came off the stack. This is a little bit better.
If they get shot from the side, they're automatically dead.
That's right. But see, they can turn, so they can defend the pharaoh. They're very good defensive pieces.
Until they die.
You know, don't be fooled. You know, at the beginning I said, lasers! But the lasers are cool. But it's actually a really good thinking game. There's actually an app you can download and play the game to shoot lasers around. But just the fact that shooting the lasers is cool, don't get me wrong. But to see it bounce off all the different mirrors and try to set it up so you can move one mirror and boom. Or it's even more fun when you can make your opponent shoot himself. Or things like that. It's an unforgiving game, one false move and you're out, but it's a game that you can reset and start over and over again. Yep. Highly like this one.
I thought it was a lot of fun.
All right, and so it's a great game. Very much recommend it. Unfortunately, it's only for 2 players, but still fantastic. That's Khet 2.0, the laser game. Ha, got you again.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at DicetowerNetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door.